Yeah, when you're feeling down and motivated in the midweek, we got the guys here to make your life complete. Little John, Brandon, Cody, Carly, they're coming in to keep you motivated all week. New episode, same time every week. Don't gotta wait long for the next one to release. So don't go away, sit down, take a seat, enjoy Midweek Motivation with John and Carly. Hey.
Midweek Motivation.
Let's go!
Look, Carly, just because your wife says no doesn't mean...
we can't start that way.
I'm
She
sorry.
might be
Wait.
watching.
You know what Trevor and I were talking about last week? Like, we need to shift the show, right, to like doing just a stupid cold open and then do the theme song.
Is that not what we already do?
I don't know. It's kind of.
Oh, well, we do it after.
We don't
the
hit the theme song, but like then we'd.
Yeah.
Terrible.
You already.
I
did
moved
it.
this closer to me and screwed it up. It's been so long since I've actually hit that. But yeah, we were talking about that last week. I had that idea like right as we went live. Like,
Yeah.
we always have such stupid conversation. It's
Oh, we
always
do.
so funny. Like if the stupid conversation was just what we started with, and then we hit the theme song.
Yeah.
And I don't think we'll do that, but maybe.
It'd be fun.
You know what? We always have fun. I still wonder why other people watch. I know why some people watch. Like my mom watches because, she's my mom and she doesn't want me to feel bad about my life. But
Yeah.
'cause that's what moms are for, right?
I want you to feel bad about your life. Wow, that's a bit extreme.
That's what moms are for, right? Moms want their kids to succeed.
Oh, that's great.
If you're not sure somebody's proud of you, your mom's probably proud of you.
Hey,
at least.
listen. Courtney Chilson is watching.
Good heavens, Courtney Chilson is watching. It's got
I
like
don't
9
need to see it.
notifications that Courtney's
Yeah.
watching. Yeah, she's
Courtney-
watching from her
Courtney is
office.
definitely watching.
Because apparently during the summer she can watch the show during her lunch break.
Hey,
I don't know if
there
she's
you go.
actually eating lunch. Speaking of which, Courtney, if you brought lunch, I like food too.
I do too.
Yeah, if you wanted to bring us lunch, actually, if anybody wanted to bring us lunch right now,
She's watching.
we would eat lunch on the show.
She's watching 5 times now.
That's a lot. That's good. That's I told her
We
to
got
do that.
six. It
so we
says
can
6
boost
people
her.
are watching on Facebook. 5 of them are Courtney.
Might be. She might be. We might be trying to boost our ratings. It's funny. I did tell my parents when they first started watching. We started working here. They started watching church online. I told them, I said, "Hey, do me a favor. Just pull it up on Facebook and YouTube and on the app, and just leave it up. Like you can mute the other ones. Just pull it up on all of them. Like,
Yeah. Well,
That's-
look, my family in South Carolina, they watch both hours every week.
see,
So-
that's how we boost our ratings.
What up, Katie?
There's nothing wrong with that, right? Just
Good to see
gently
Katie.
massaging the ratings. That's fine,
Yeah.
right?
Sure.
It's like a pastor I used to work with taught me how to count people.
Evangelistically.
Evangelistically, right? So you got to count. You got to always add 3 because you got the Father, the Son, and the Holy
Oh,
Spirit
boy.
that are always present. And if you don't have good theology, right, then you won't count them. So if you have good theology, you got to count the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit as persons, right? And then let's see, he always counted pregnant women twice, right? Which if you're pro-life, you got to count pregnant women twice, right? Then we always joked about putting a speaker outside because if you put a speaker outside, then
Anybody
you count
that drove
every car
by?
that drives by. But you got to multiply it by 4,
Oh my goodness.
right?
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a mega church.
Yeah, no. Not
on
quite.
on paper.
On
only.
paper, yeah. Some of the some of those Sundays, the counting got a little bit skewed.
Yeah.
Those are good days. I won't call the
Wow.
church out, but they know. I don't think he listens to the show at all, anyways. Which you know what, we should have him on the show at some point because
Who
he's
is it?
great at. You know what? I'll call
Who
him
should
up.
we have on the
I'll
show?
call him up because everybody knows him would know him. Pastor Myron,
I knew that's who you were
the
talking
Pastor Myron Atkinson.
about. Oh, I love that guy.
Good dude, one of the best pastors I've ever worked with. We used to share an office.
Oh, wow.
So we had one office for the staff,
I mean, technically share an office now.
right? Yeah, but can you imagine sharing an office with me and
We
someone else?
all we would do is dream and scheme, dude.
We did a lot of that. It was bad.
Yes.
There was not. That wasn't great. Hey, Kelly can watch because she's not in school for the summer.
Kelly?
Kelly, Katie, Courtney. Man,
Katie Courtney. Man,
Courtney, we're gonna change your name to a K for today.
that should be a talk show. Kelly, Katie, Courtney. The
Yeah.
Kelly, Katie, Courtney show.
You know what I haven't done for like 3 weeks? I just
What?
realized the actual number. I haven't even put that.
I
said
did.
that.
I did when I
Did
did
you
it
do
the
it?
other day.
Okay, so I just missed it last week. But
Yeah. So
anyways, welcome to Midweek Motivation. That's what you're here for. I don't know why, but you're here, and we're going to do this. Welcome to Midweek Motivation, real conversations with real people about a very real God. I totally missed that tagline last week. It's so sad because it's a
Yeah.
good tagline.
thank you.
Which that's another shirt we should make.
Yes.
Just that. Speaking of a shirt, there may or may not be a shirt coming. Which if you're a fan of the show,
Hold on.
if you're a fan of the show, you're just sure that we're lying.
I know they probably won't be able to see it from here, but I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. It's.
Is this the moment?
I mean,
Are we
can,
unveiling? Can we unveil it?
Yeah, we can.
We can unveil it. Okay, I'm gonna let
Do
you
you
unveil.
know the website?
Yeah.
So, if you are not
Oh.
aware, we have a new Parkway Church merch shop, and you can go to parkwayroanoke.com/merch, and it'll pull up our In It for More shirts for the current series. You can also get $10 off if you use the promo code the number 4 more. No space, 4 more, and that gets you $10 off. But there are Parkway shirts, there are midweek shirts, there's polos, but then there's also just, I don't want to say generic, but like
Yeah.
just
But
Christian
non-Parkway
shirts.
branded. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go, non-Parkway branded shirts.
Did you say hats?
I
There's
did not.
hats.
There's
There's
hats.
There's hoodies.
Yeah.
There's baby
pretty sweet
onesies.
hoodies.
Uh-huh.
And there's more that haven't even been released yet that we will release eventually. Where is the shirt at?
It's like the third page, depending where you're at. It
I
goes
just
back.
clicked on the third.
Okay, so while he's looking for that, I'm just going to tell you, right? So our team that launched this, we may have gone overboard, right? And when I say we, I mean Steffi and Hannah.
I don't. They
Steffi and
they
Hannah.
won't let us see it.
It's great stuff. You can kind of see it.
You can kind of see it. All right.
Pinch
so
your screen in and make it
I
bigger.
tried. It
Not
won't.
you, them.
Oh.
They're gonna have to zoom in and make it bigger.
Yeah.
Or screenshot it and make it bigger.
I'm not getting up from my seat.
Or you can just go to the link that I'm putting in the chat right now.
Yeah.
parkroanoke.com/merch, our church merch shop, which you know what Casey and Josh and I decided last night? Church merch should be spelled with a U. So we're going to, we wanted to, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. I understand.
We're not?
But how fun would it be if it was just
Why aren't
church, CHURCH, and then right below it, MURCH?
All right. So here's the deal. All right. So, we always saying, put that on a T-shirt.
Uh-huh.
Well, we are actually going to start doing that, but we literally put
That
on
on a T-shirt.
a T-shirt.
We finally did it.
Yeah. And it's funny because I've shown it to some people and they're like, I don't get it. And I'm like, no, we literally put that, THAT, on a T-shirt.
Yeah, so you can always tell who the true Midweek fans are because everybody I've shown it to that's not a Midweek person was like, what?
But I love it because then it
Right.
opens up the door for us to talk about Midweek Motivation. So get yours today, parkwayroanoke.com/merch. Scroll down to the bottom, click Show All. On the third page is that shirt. You should get it and use the code 4MORE, the number 4, MORE. I about said OORE. MORE. And that'll get you $10 off anything in the merch shop. But I do want to encourage you. The way that we actually launched that is with our In It For More sermon series. And we want to make sure that people are committing to giving biblically. And so you can text 4 MORE, the number 4 MORE, no space, to 540-342-3968. Let us know if you're already giving or if you are a new giver. And if you want to hear a little bit more about that, you can go 2 weeks ago to the kickoff of this sermon series, In It For More. Sorry, I hijacked the show.
No, that's perfect. That's exactly what I needed because I didn't have that in my notes and I wasn't sure when we were going to actually announce it. So
we
exclusive
just did.
announcement right on Midweek Motivation.
It'll also go out on e-news tomorrow if you get that. It's going to go out on social media at some point. Oh, I need to say one more thing that I promised I would say.
Okay.
So clearly Father's Day is coming up.
Yes. Happy Father's Day.
yeah.
In case I forget.
Yeah,
Not
same
like
here.
I won't see you.
So here's the deal. We need help us share this if you're watching. Looks like we got a whole bunch of females. There's a male watching. Trevor is. I'm only responsible for one design.
And you know what? It's a great design,
It is.
Trevor. It's
It
good.
is.
We won't tell people that
Yeah.
Casey, helped fix most of it. And
So listen, for Father's Day, we're doing something really cool. I don't want to spoil it, but we need some pictures of dads with their kids years ago, and then some of dads with their kids today. We're putting together a pretty cool little thing for Father's Day. So help us get the word out, and they can send that to dchilson@parkwayroanoke.com. Yeah.
apparently we're sending it
Yep.
to me. That's probably
We are.
best.
I felt like that was the easiest, so you're not having to go into another inbox.
Yeah, and my intern will be out of the country, so I have to actually do my own work. What's that about? How's that happen?
So yeah, do that. I'm done.
Yes, my wife
I'm
says
not done, but I'm done with that.
Well, my wife said we can't spell it church merch on purpose.
Okay, we'll accidentally
So
do
we
it.
can't do it. Yeah, so we may accidentally do it.
Oops.
Like it's going to be out there, right? Because it made me laugh so hard when we thought of that yesterday.
Yeah.
It was so great.
So here's what we can do. We can have it where the shop is both of them,
There you
and
go.
it redirects.
There you go. Can I make a shirt that says "This is my church merch"?
Merch.
Normal.
Normal. Lord, forgive me.
I don't know where that came from.
Oh, there's
Good
a
heavens.
video. There's a video. right there.
Bobby, thanks for joining us. Always good to see you, brother. Bobby,
I
stage crew extraordinaire. Look, I'm just going to give you guys the inside.
wish we had
inside track.
video proof of this.
So one of these days, we need to find a way to record all of them.
We got to.
If you watch online or if you worship with us online or if you're in person, you may or may not have seen this. Actually, if you're in person, there's a slight chance
possibly
that you
did
saw
see it.
right? Depending where you were,
Yeah.
right. So our stage crew guys, I'm just going to give you guys the inside baseball of what happens. we are really serious in our production team. So our production team has headsets that we communicate on Sundays. All of our camera folks, our stage crew, right? That's how we keep things smooth and organized and all that stuff, right? And I will tell you that comm channel is exclusively for serious, focused business.
Negative 100%.
Except when it's not, right? So we like to have some fun, right? And one of my favorite things to do, okay, is when our stage crew is bringing the TV and the table on for whoever the communicator is that day, I like to just say things to them because they're on the stage wearing their headset.
Hands
they can't
full,
respond.
can't do anything.
Right? But it started because you did it to me, right? And my goal is to always try to make them laugh when they're on the stage, right? Because it's just funny. So Bobby may or may not have gotten a little bit of that treatment on Sunday at 10:30 service. So if you may or may not have seen our stage crew person dancing on the stage at one point. And you know what? We're just going to call it a Holy Spirit praise dance. We're just going to call
moves.
that's what he was doing. So, Bobby, shout out to you for being stage crew extraordinaire.
I love it. We like to have food.
Food?
Fun. I like food, too.
We do like food.
Hey, Neiman, we do see you.
We always see Neiman. Neiman's always around, and they're always there to give some good advice and good feedback.
He just texted me and said, "I guess you can't see me online, huh?"
Mm-hmm. No, we see everything. Trust me, we see it all. Trevor likes church merch. I don't know what the church Mitch is. I don't get that, but shout out to Bobby. Thanks for being on the stage crew, and thanks for always making us laugh. And thanks for making me feel not so bald all the time, right?
So we've lost 5 people on Facebook.
I can't imagine why. I mean, I feel like there's a reason.
Oh man.
Yeah. Kelly is how we keep everything organized. That's probably true.
100%.
Yeah. Shout out to Kelly, our director,
and just Josh,
and
Neiman as our sound team. Well,
let's not give him too much credit.
Neiman does a great job, but he don't
credit.
keep us organized.
Yeah, Neiman makes us laugh. That's probably it. But yes, shout out to all of our dream team.
Yes.
I'll say it. I think we have the best part of the dream team here at Parkway. We have probably the most committed. You know what? I could be wrong, but that's all right.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I think we have some of the most committed volunteers. I'll tell you, we have the most committed volunteers of any church I've ever worked with.
Yeah.
Right.
Like as a whole.
Fantastic dream team. I think we're over. What are we at? We're over 500 dream team members now, aren't we?
Somewhere around there, between 450, 500, I would say.
It's a ton.
We're over 500 members at the church too.
Yeah.
So look at that. Like that's just crazy. And we're about 400 or 500 people in groups.
Mm-hmm.
It's unreal what God is doing through
I think
this
the
church.
coolest thing, I love that we keep track of those numbers. I'm a numbers guy,
Yeah.
right? And some people don't like numbers. I love numbers,
I do
right?
too.
Especially those kind of numbers, because those numbers are Holy Spirit had a moonwalking. Coy, I'm so glad you saw that. Man, I was about to transition us into something really good.
Coy
and
derailed
it's all your fault, Coy. You ruined it all. Coy, shout out to another one of our tech volunteers, cameraman extraordinaire. Tanya, another one of our great volunteers.
Here's something that was cool. Last night, Tanya was here, and some of our other dream teamers, like, just working on the cameras, just learning it, getting used to it. I love it. It's great.
Yeah. Speaking of our volunteers, I love those numbers because the numbers that we have in groups and in membership and all those that we have serving, because it's a real sign of church health.
Yeah.
Right. It's not just how many people come to the show on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Right.
And one of the things that I love, hopefully I'm not stealing your thunder here, but one of the things that I love is that our dream team, they do this without complaining.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
No complaints.
What do you complain about? Right. So this is our topic. Since you went there, we're just going to we'll go there, and then we're going to jump back to some stuff. All right. I'm curious. I want to know in the chat, what is the number one thing, right? Let's do a couple different ones. What's the number one thing that your coworkers complain about? Let us know in the chat. People, think about just your coworkers.
Some of y'all careful now.
Right?
Careful.
If you're sitting next to a person you work with, be careful. Like if you happen to be sitting next to your boss for some reason, be careful. But what's the number one thing your coworkers complain about, right? Now, you and I, none of our coworkers complain about things, right? Because we work in a church and we're super content and love what we do every second, and super spiritual and super righteous. But, we've both worked other places, right?
Yeah.
So I'll give you an example. So for me, I used to work retail. And I'll tell you, the number one thing, right, if you've ever worked retail, back me up here, the number one thing we complained about was not people who were clueless and didn't understand things, right? It was people who were rude.
Yeah.
You cannot, so I used to work for a cell phone company, and you can ask questions that you feel like are dumb questions. That's no problem.
Yeah.
But if you're a jerk about it, those are the people.
Yeah.
Right? Those are the people that we talk about.
Look, let me
Right?
tell you. Let me tell you something about complaining. All right, so I'm sure you guys have all heard. So I've worked retail.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked in the restaurant industry. I've been a server. Pastor Myron and I were eating yesterday, and we had a young lady over at Pokey Joe's. It was her first day serving, and
And she got you and Myron. Lord bless her.
we took care of her. But one of the things she said that church people and Sunday crowds are the worst, and I hate that for the church. I do, I really do. And I just was thinking, why do we complain so much when we go out to eat?
Yeah.
Like, here's my thing. Like, if you, and I understand you're paying for a service, and I get that. Like, when I go to a restaurant, you start out with a really big tip. How you do determines how much of that really big tip you
Right.
get. This is how I am. I tip above what we're supposed to. Just what I've always done. But if you're going to a restaurant and all you're gonna do is complain, go cook your own food. Like, I'm just being real. And listen, church folk, don't be that person on Sunday. Come on,
Right? Especially at Pokey Joe's. What do you got to complain about at Pokey
Right,
Joe's? That's just
right.
delicious.
You got that right. Listen, if you ain't had their banana pudding, that I'm not supposed to eat it, and it's made me sick every time. But it's worth it. Oh my goodness, their banana pudding. I don't know what they do with it, but it is good. I'm sorry.
I think so. I would, if I was guessing, right? If you're a server at Pokey Joe's or any place, you're probably complaining about either bad tippers or rude customers.
Oh.
Probably rude customers more than anything.
Yeah.
Courtney says what her coworkers complain about the most is stolen pens.
Listen, I'm a pen thief, and I do not mean to, but
Right.
I will steal your pen in a heartbeat and never remember that I stole it.
Mm-hmm.
It's unintentional, I promise.
Some of the best pens I've ever had have been stolen. Actually, I think all the best pens I've ever had have been stolen. Right? But yeah, I think the number one complaint I ever had in any place I ever worked was just people who are rude.
Yeah.
And I think that just goes across the board. Now, I'm
There's no
curious
point
too,
in being rude.
what is people walk? Oh yeah, Courtney, that's the worst. That, you know what, that might be the worst, because I think it's going to file under rude. People, if you work retail, look, if you've never worked retail, I'm just going to let you in on a secret, okay? If you walk into a store in the last 10 minutes, even in the last 20 minutes, but especially the last 10 minutes before they close, you are officially the most hated human being in that store.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So look, just don't be that person.
Listen,
don't be that guy.
There's times where I am that person, but I go to them, I'm like, listen, I know it's the last 10 minutes. I know exactly what I'm getting. I'm going to get it right now because I don't want to be hated.
Mm-hmm. And then
I try not to.
And
do
then
that,
you
but
better
there-
not ask any questions. You better not browse. You better.
There are
get
those
in,
rare
get out.
occasions where you have to, but I try to, like, hey, listen, I ain't one of them people. Nope, not me.
Yeah, you don't want to be the reason that they're complaining. But I will
Right.
tell you, you walk into a retail establishment in the last 10 minutes before they're about to get out of here.
Yep.
Good heavens, you are officially the most hated person
Yep.
they've met all day.
Restaurant, same way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got to get home. They want to get home to their families, and they got a whole bunch of stuff they got to do before they get home, right? So yes, I would agree. Anybody that's worked retail, customer service,
Yep.
rude, I think always think that's the number one. Tanya says that's the truth too.
Yep.
Yeah, people the things I've been called over the
Oh
phone.
my goodness.
Good heavens, it's almost kind of impressive. People get creative when they're
They
mad.
create new words, man.
I've been called things I didn't know you could be called.
Yeah.
It's an impressive thing. Now here's where I'm really curious. Okay, this is going to hit a little bit closer to home. What's the number one thing your kids complain about? Can we say on the show? I'll tell you what mine are, right? My kids complain about having to do chores, right? And we're talking simple chores, like sort and fold their own laundry.
Yep.
Clothes that they dirtied, right? Now, this is going to sound like I'm complaining, and it's because I am complaining, okay? They have to sort and fold their own laundry, right? Which, for the record, even my 6-year-old can do it. So if your kids are complaining about that they can't sort their own laundry, my 6-year-old can do it. So they can all do it. And they complain about food.
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
Look,
I don't know if I can say this, but the amount of times they complain about food, I want to throat punch my kids.
mm-hmm. Have you given them the speech about? There was one day our kids were complaining. It was good food. I don't remember what it was. But it was like a decent home cooked meal that we had made. Right, Courtney and I worked together. We bought the groceries. Well, Courtney brought the groceries, and brought it home. We cooked it. We served it, and there was complaining. And I stopped. I brought out the dad voice. I stopped it all. Said there is no reason to ever complain about the food that you have. And it was really good. Like, it was a good dad moment, right? But the number of people that are starving in the world and
We pull up
malnourished-
pictures.
bro. I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you what.
We pull up pictures and show them and say, listen, like, these kids would kill to have this meal right here,
Mm-hmm.
and you're complaining about it.
100%.
Yeah, we've done it multiple times.
Mhm.
I kid you not, we've had the kids in tears at the table
Mm-hmm.
because of their heartbreaking by what we showed and told them.
Yep.
And it's the truth.
And I think that's how you help raise grateful kids.
Yeah.
So they recognize, like, number one, too, like, mom and dad go to work all the time and
Yeah.
work hard for this stuff.
Yeah.
And groceries are not cheap.
No, they are not.
Like, it would be easier if we would sell a kid, because now they're getting bigger and they're all boys. And apparently they just have to eat, like,
Yeah.
all the time and eat pounds and pounds of bacon, which
Yeah.
I love bacon. But now I have to share my bacon with all these kids. I know. It's unfortunate. Although one of them.
Thankfully, my kids, they like sausage a little more than bacon. So when I make bacon, I make a whole pack, and I get a lot of it.
I mean, that's always good. I always make it towards the end when they're filled up on pancakes.
Yeah.
And they walk away, and then, like, oh, look, now the bacon's done. And then Courtney and I have our own little plate of bacon that we get to share.
Here's my bacon advice, all right? Not that anybody asked for it. Bake your bacon. And when you do it, put a little bit of black pepper on it and and a little brown sugar and bake it.
I have baked it before. The best part about baking it is you don't get all the grease popping at you. That's the best part.
Yeah, I've ruined a lot of shirts cooking bacon.
All right, so are you crispy bacon or floppy bacon?
Not floppy.
Not floppy.
Yeah, I mean, I can eat it. I can eat bacon either way, but I like it crispy, not hard.
Yeah, there's a difference. That's
Yes,
burnt.
Yes.
If it's hard, it's burnt. I like
Yeah.
you got to have it a little bit soft in the middle,
Yep.
but then crunchy and crispy around the outsides.
All right.
We got any bacon around? We might need some.
Yeah.
All right, now
I'm smelling bacon.
here's
now.
the real question. Okay, now we're gonna
Wait,
get
those
real
weren't
close
real
to
questions?
home. Those were real questions by definition, but we're gonna get a little closer to home.
All right.
What do you complain about the most? I'll confess, I complain the most about my kids and their attitudes, right? All the time I complain about my kids' attitudes. That's probably the thing I complain about the most. Courtney will probably correct me. It might be something else, but that's what I feel like I catch myself complaining about.
I think I complain about how my kids do not clean up. Nothing. Like, we can sweep the kitchen and they can eat a single chip and there's 1,000 crumbs on the floor. I don't understand. And then they will walk away and leave that there.
Yeah.
And then their rooms, oh my goodness. we give them clothes, their laundry. We have a lady, I'm just going to be real, we pay somebody to do our laundry. And she does a great job.
4 kids is a lot of laundry.
Well, we have the kids take their laundry to their room. A couple days later, it's dumped in their closet.
You know, this is
Yeah.
good. This is cathartic. Look, here's the deal.
This is like a
The real
family
reason,
podcast
the
today,
real
man.
reason we're having this conversation is just so we don't feel alone, and so you don't feel alone, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey,
That's always
real conversations with real people about real complaints.
good thing Kelly is with us too. So Kelly said her kids complain about helping clean up after dinner. Gee, what a pain.
Yeah.
And yeah, my kids do too. And that you tell them no too much. Dude, I'll tell you what, my kids have figured out that my favorite thing to say is no.
Yeah.
Right? If they come at me with a question that I know is about to be dumb, the answer
A lot of
is
times I
always
say no before they finish the question. I'm like,
100%.
nah.
It's so fun to say
Yes.
no. Right? It's fun to say no. Why are we talking about bacon? Because bacon is delicious and wonderful and life.
Yeah, my kids are probably watching.
Right? That's all right. My kids aren't watching. Maybe your kids will tell my kids about it later. Yeah, we won't talk about how my eldest is. I'll give him this, right? So my eldest, Hudson, is great at cooking. He can bake. He was making cookies the other day, which were delicious.
Bro.
Cookies, like,
Bro,
I'm fairly confident.
we work together,
like,
man.
from
Bring
scratch.
some cookies.
These are like from scratch.
Let's go.
Made these cookies, right? They could have been cooked a little bit longer, but made them from scratch. Fantastic.
You don't like moist cookies?
I mean, look, that's not a word that bothers me. But the 10 people that are watching on Facebook just left because you just said the M word.
All right, in about a minute and a half, we'll see if our numbers drop.
We'll find out. But Hudson was making, he made cookies. He makes Jell-O because he likes Jell-O a lot.
I've never made Jell-O.
Dude, apparently the easiest thing in the world. You
I
put
just
in the,
buy it already pre-made.
Well, I think you boil the water and then you put it in the pan with the little thingy and you mix it up and then
The
stick it in
little
the little powdery thingy, right? You put it in a little glass pan and then you just shove it in the fridge for like hours. I don't know. Look, it's on the package. Just follow the instructions. Hudson can do it. Hudson's 14. He can do it.
Then I feel pretty confident that I could do it.
Hey,
Easy now.
I believe in you. But Hudson was making homemade chicken Alfredo the other day.
I saw the picture.
Right?
Like,
So he portioned
meal
it out
prepping, let's
like, for
go.
all week. I don't know where he came up with this idea. We may or may not have made him buy his own ingredients at the
Hey.
grocery store too to do this.
gotta do what you gotta do.
Right? But he is not the best at cleaning up.
Neither am I after I cook.
See, that's the only thing I'm good at when I cook. I
I
clean better than I cook.
I love cooking, and I'm pretty good at cooking, but I hate cleaning up. And that's why most time when I cook, I want to just do it all on the griddle.
Yeah.
I got a 4-burner griddle, and let's just cook it all
Can't
right
go
there.
wrong with that.
Yep.
That reminds me, I got to show you something later. But those are the things I complain about, and I feel a whole lot better that I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel much better about that. And I was thinking about complaining. I was thinking about what are we going to talk about in midweek? Because Carla and I had this conversation. I'm fairly confident we had a conversation on Monday about
But
hey,
I
we
don't-
should talk about that
I
on
don't
midweek.
remember what it was.
Neither of us had any idea what it was. But this came across my mind. I was thinking about this, about, complaining. Gee, I wonder why. And I catch myself complaining about stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I complain about things when I drive. I got real bad road rage. It's not good.
I do complain a lot when I'm driving.
Yeah, but that's just because foolish people are going to kill somebody.
Yeah.
And I have problems with that.
Especially at when you the turning.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Like I
You
try
know-
not to look at people because I'm afraid of how I'm going to look at them when they don't know how to do the turning.
So
Sorry.
I'd have to stop honking at people because Roanoke is a small enough place and I've lived here long enough that like the odds of me honking at somebody that I know or so that I'm somewhat loosely connected to is like super high now.
Yeah.
It's because Roanoke is not a big place, right? We lived here 11 years. We know everybody knows my wife. Courtney knows everybody, but so I'm afraid I'm gonna honk at somebody that's like.
But here's the thing: there's two different types of honking the horn. There's the and that's when you're ticked off,
Right.
and then there's the hello. Beep, beep.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't do the hello very often.
I do, and it's so much fun, like honking at random people, and they're just like, "Who are you?"
All right, now I'm going to tell you. Here's why honking is important.
Honking is such a funny word.
Honking.
Honking.
Honking. The reason honking is so important, right, is you are helping that person get better, right? Because so often people don't even know that they cut you off.
So it's
right?
encouragement.
It's I don't know about that. It is you are helping people with criticism, right? You are helping them grow and develop as a human being.
All right.
Right? Because if you don't honk at them, you are doing them a disservice.
So
right?
what you're saying is
they're
you're
missing
not
an
honking.
opportunity to grow.
Your silence is approving their stupidity in driving.
Absolutely. And you must hate that person if you don't honk at them, right? So honking is love, right? Because you
right.
want that person to grow
Tough
and
love.
improve and help build our society up, right, in a positive way. Right, but if you just let them go, they're never going to learn. Right now, I don't know how much they learn, but that's how I've justified my honking in my head.
Oh man!
But you know that is what it is. I can't tell you the number of times that Courtney's had to tell me I can't follow somebody to their destination and go have a conversation about how they almost killed my family.
I don't think I would do that.
Courtney says I can't do that.
I don't advise that.
Yeah, I don't advise it either. It's probably not a good thing.
Yeah.
But all of that complaining. Right, I had this thought, and you can disagree with me if you want. That's okay. I had this.
Just don't do it in the chat.
Yeah, no, you can do it in the chat. It'll be fun. I like to argue. I like to argue about as much as I complain, truthfully. But I had this thought that what if complaining, right? What if complaining is closely linked to pride?
Ooh.
Right, because I thought about why we complain, right?
Yeah.
And think about the things we're really saying when we complain. Right. So when I'm complaining about my kids not cleaning up after themselves, right? Part of what I'm thinking is, why aren't my kids responsible enough to do that? Right. But there's always this part of complaining that what it's really saying is, I shouldn't have to do this. This isn't a situation that I should have to deal with.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to clean up after my kids, which, you know, a lot of cases I shouldn't. But I shouldn't have to do this, right? Because I'm important enough that I shouldn't have to, right? When somebody's driving slow in front of me on 460 like every single day, right? And that starts to frustrate me and I complain about that. What I'm saying is my time is so much more important than that person, right? Me getting to where I'm going is so much more important than what this person has going on, right? Even though that person is probably just driving the speed limit, right? Which, I mean, can't be on 460. Nobody drives the speed limit on 460.
You almost get run over.
Yeah, right? It's for safety. But if you think about that, think about all of your complaints, right? All of like the real complaints, not like the little frustrations that we throw out, but like the real things that we complain about. Think about your server, right? When you complain about a server not bringing your food fast enough, what you're saying is, I'm hungry and my need is more important than whatever that server has going on right now. Right? And you're putting yourself at the front of the line. Now, that's probably a smaller example, right? But think about how complaining is linked to your pride.
Yeah.
Right? And there's a reason to think about this, is Philippians 2, right? Philippians 2, 5-11 is this great passage about, you know, Jesus emptying himself of, you know, his... well, we won't go into all the theology in that, but Jesus showing humility, taking upon himself the form of a servant, right? Coming down into earth, stepping down into human history, playing it by human rules while he's here on earth, right? And so Paul talks about that in Philippians chapter 2. He's talking about the humility that Christ displays, right? And then right after that, right, in Philippians 2:14, he drops this passage on us. It says, do everything without grumbling or arguing. Okay?
Lord, forgive me.
Ditto. Right? Now, again, I love my job. But there are moments I catch myself grumbling about things I have to do in my job. Yeah. And I tell you what, this is the best job I've ever had. This is my favorite job I've ever had.
Yeah.
Right? But I grumble.
Favorite boss you ever had?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Since he's sitting next to me, we'll go with that. I mean, Dustin's great, so you know.
He is. He is. We love Dustin.
We gotta love Dustin.
Yeah.
But I catch myself grumbling, and really, if we think about it, there's probably a couple of things that get rolled into complaining, right? So you got grumbling is a way to say complaining. Probably arguing gets thrown in there. And then the one that really gets me, this is one that annoys me the most, is the whining.
Yeah.
Good heavens. You ever catch yourself whining and throwing yourself a pity party about, you know, how busy you are or things aren't going your way and all that stuff, right? All of that.
Is venting whining?
No, it's not.
Okay,
in fact, I had
I was about to say, if that's the case, then I whine a lot.
I texted our good friend John Brunk the other day. I was in a stressful, angering, frustrating situation, and I texted my friend John Brunk, and he was my outlet for my frustration. Right now, here's the important
you
thing.
need those outlets at times.
Right. Now, so maybe this is an important distinction we need to draw, right? Me texting my friend, right, telling him things that I'm frustrated about and angry about, right? That is different than me going on Facebook and posting those same things, right? But in a really vague, no one cares, or, whatever that is, right? That is what we call complaining.
Yeah.
Right?
One of those is healthy.
Right.
One of those is not.
Right. Now, sometimes, John says, audible constructive criticism. That's what honking is. You know what I've always wanted? I've always wanted a magnet that you can put on people's cars to let them know that they're driving poorly.
Yeah.
They make them, but my wife has never allowed me to buy them because,
Random thought.
apparently
Just
that's
made me
dangerous.
think. Cody said something about a bumper sticker. But you made me think about a bumper sticker that I saw the other day because I was really frustrated with this driver. And I got really close. And their bumper sticker said, "Do you follow Jesus that close?"
I've seen that one. That one's
I
good.
felt super called out in that moment
Like,
because I was like, man, maybe that's a believer up there and they're following the rules, going the speed limit. And here I am.
John Brunk says his bosses are questionable, which, for the record, I am not his boss. And I remind him of that frequently. I am not his boss. I am nobody's boss. So that's a beautiful thing. But yeah, I think the grumbling, complaining, arguing, whining, and I'm glad you brought up that point about venting, because venting is very healthy, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's
when done right, yes.
When done right. And I think it's important. So venting, I think, is a two-way street. I think you've got the person who is venting, right? And then I think it's important to vent to somebody who will listen. Yeah. But then love you enough to say, you're being a little unreasonable.
Yeah, you gotta have those people in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why we focus a lot on groups here at the church as well, because you kind of get that accountability, but then you also get those people that you trust enough to vent with, and then okay, listen, I can hear your perspective, but yeah, you're wrong. Like you need that. You gotta have those relationships where, number one, they're going to listen. Yeah. And number two, they're going to call you when you're wrong. You got to have that. And when you're on the receiving end of that and you have vented, and then whoever you're talking with, like they're like, yeah, dude, you're an idiot. Like you need to be able to receive that too. Yeah. That's very important. Like, because if you're not receiving that, then your venting is just complaining, and your complaining is pointing back to your pride.
Yeah. Yeah, and all that pride, pride leads to destruction, right? All of it, right? So there's a reason one of the quote-unquote 7 deadly sins is pride.
Yeah.
All right?
Yep.
It's one of those reasons, right? And the reality is, if you think about pride versus humility, right? So pride puts you in the number one place. Yeah. Humility puts you at, like, the bottom. Yeah. Right? The rest of Philippians has plenty to say about that. Yeah. But and all the rest of Scripture really has plenty to say about that. But that's what I want us to think about today is what are the things that you catch yourself complaining about the most, right? And every time you catch yourself complaining, right, what you're really doing is you're letting your pride take over. You're letting your pride come through, right? So here's the outpouring of that, right? So Philippians 2:14 says, do everything without grumbling or arguing, right? There's not a lot of wiggle room in that.
Yeah,
right?
It's pretty straightforward.
That means go to work, right, without complaining or grumbling or arguing, right? Raise your kids without grumbling or arguing. Drive to work without grumbling or arguing, right? All those things. And then verse 15, he points out why, right? And this is the part I really love. It says, so that you may become blameless and pure, children of God without fault in a warped and crooked generation. Look, Scripture, Paul wrote that how many thousands of years ago, right? And he's talking about a warped and crooked generation. How many know that those words describe our current generation, right?
I'm just curious, do you think he had any clue,
Bro,
when writing it, like how real that would be thousands of years later?
the word
Like,
skibbity
oh.
was not in Greek, but I bet he knew it. Okay. Good
Oh,
heavens,
man.
right? Warped and crooked generation. Then you will shine among them like stars in the sky.
Yeah.
Right? Here's the way I read that. Who's a person you would rather be around? The person who is Eeyore, everything is terrible, complains about everything, whines about everything, even though we live in the most prosperous nation in the most prosperous time of all of human history, right? But everything is terrible. Or the person who is humble, grateful for what they have, and is looking to lift other people up.
Yeah.
Who do people want to be around, right?
Yeah.
No brainer. Dumb question, right?
Yeah.
So that you may be pure and blameless, children of God, without fault in a warped and crooked generation.
Yeah.
Good heavens. If that doesn't describe our world today, I don't know what does. And I'll tell you what, I've been in church a long time. I've read a lot of scripture. I've read that passage before. And never until I read this have I seen it quite this way.
Yeah. That's a new perspective on it for sure.
And you can disagree with me in the chat. That's fine. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Carly's too kind to disagree with me here in person because we'll do it later probably. Hey, you know what? We're still at like 10 people, so they didn't drop off after our foolishness. That's kind of amazing.
Yeah. I don't know how.
But that's the challenge I want us to think about today is how can you use humility to combat your complaining, right? Even if you just catch yourself. When you catch yourself complaining, or maybe you need to find somebody in your life that'll catch you and complain, right? And somebody that maybe you can trust and that'll love you enough, right? Scripture says, speak the truth in love. Maybe somebody that'll love you enough to listen, but then also point out, like, look, bro, here's the deal,
Yeah.
right? You need those people in your life.
Oh, hey, Ashley Allen was watching on the app. I forgot to pull the app up. Hey, Ashley.
Hey, we're bad at that. We should probably have people that watch that.
Sorry, Ashley.
Sorry, Ashley.
You're
hey, thanks for
important.
watching on the app, by the way. Hey, Facebook's great, but you guys know you can watch on the app, and it's awesome. You know you can do a whole bunch of other things on the app.
Yeah.
Like you can watch all the old past messages and services, or not all of them, but a good majority of them. I have an intern that's doing great work right now. She's working through a whole, adding a bunch of our old series up there. You can access the old messages on audio via podcast on Apple and Spotify. You can abscess. You can abscess.
Let's not.
No, let's not. We don't want that one. You can access not all the old midweek episodes, a lot of them, a lot of old midweek episodes, a lot of season 3s up there on Apple and Spotify podcasts. All that's up there. We're on YouTube, all those good things. You can always share that with somebody.
Yeah.
We never complain about you sharing that with somebody. Use the power of the internet for good things. Because, I mean, I tell you what, if you were going to share something, share the message from Sunday.
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
It's
So powerful.
You know, can we tell on Dustin a little bit?
Tell on him.
Right. So this is the thing that if you've been in ministry for a while, if you've ever been a communicator, you know, there are times where you deliver something and it's just like, nah, that wasn't very good. And how many times, look, you're the pro, you've been doing this a long time. How many times have you delivered a message that's like, that was a bomb, like straight up D-, right? And then people come up to you and it's like the most impactful message that you've ever delivered.
Every time.
This changed my life, blah,
Every
blah,
time.
blah. And you sit back and wonder, like, I don't think I said that.
Yeah.
Right?
Every time that I have ever felt like I delivered
Mm-hmm.
a message that just fell flat, people are like, dude, I needed that. Like that was the best message I have ever heard. It changed my life. And I'm like, were you listening?
I don't know
to,
what you were listening
Were you
to.
listening to me, or you got the wrong church?
Right? Yeah, you must have wrote your own message. It was
Right.
good. But that's what's so cool. I think that's really what separates preaching from just motivational speaking.
Yeah.
Right? Because the Holy Spirit speaks through you and it really communicates and drives home the things that each individual in person or online really needs to hear and what they're dealing with. So shout out to Dustin, man. I'll tell you what, it's really great. we have a lot of great communicators at Parkway,
Yeah.
and what I love about it is it's great to have a preaching team that listens to the Holy Spirit and then preaches what the Holy Spirit wants them to share. So shout out to Dustin for leading that team. He does a great job. There's this other bald guy that preaches every once in a while. He's not you because he's got white glasses.
Yeah.
So I don't know who you are, but
don't worry, the
you are
white
not the guy with
white
glasses.
glasses are not gone. They're just a little bit out of commission.
Tell you what, your wife probably didn't even recognize you.
I got an appointment this week, so we'll see. I can still wear the ones I have. They just a little wonky.
Hey, that's all right. I recognize you with other white glasses.
I almost wore the green ones today.
Dude, the first day you wore the green ones, I didn't know what to do. It's like I don't know if I can look at him in the eyes.
I got to tell you a story about that. So I think it was like one of the first times I preached here. I had the white glasses on, and I'm not calling names, but this sweet old lady. I hadn't been here long, and she comes to me, and I'm in the hallway over close to the cafe, and she says, "Pastor Carly," and she, how sweet, grabs my hand. She says, "That was such a good message that you preached, but those glasses are so distracting." And then she just looks at me and she shakes her head, and then as she turns and walks away, she's walking away, and I look back and I'm like, what just happened? And I see her walking away, and her head is dropped, and she's just like, so disappointed in my glasses. So,
isn't that great living in the South?
Oh man,
like
I love it.
Sweet older Southern ladies. They're the only people that can really pull that off.
Yeah, I wasn't offended.
That's amazing.
It makes for good laughs.
That's what we call speaking the truth in love, right?
Yeah.
And it didn't stop you from wearing the white glasses.
No, it did not. The
Right.
only thing that stopped me from wearing the white glasses is Trevor messing them up.
I mean, should we tell them how he messed them up?
He smacked me in the face at a trampoline park. What's it called? Like the jousting or whatever on the balance beams. Yeah, he hit it just right there, and it just bent the leg out a little bit. Or arm. Is it a leg or an arm? On glasses, is it a leg or an arm?
I don't know. I never had glasses.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it's not. It can't be a leg.
Then it's an arm. Bent the arm just a little bit, so they kind of fall off my face now.
Good heavens, what do you call it? I wouldn't call it a leg or an arm. Sounds foolish. What would you call that? I don't know what else to call it, but
Put
I've
in
never.
the chat what you call it. Like, is
it an earpiece? What is
This
it?
piece on the glasses, what is it called? Leg, arm, earpiece?
Can't be a leg or an arm. That's insane.
Ear hook.
An ear hook.
I don't know.
What is it? I don't know. Look, I've never been
I will ask
thrown.
my eye doctor on Friday.
Could you please what
it is called?
Right, because this is a bridge, right?
Yes.
All right, that's a bridge or like a nose piece, right? What would you call that? Is it just part of the? That can't just be part of the frame.
No, I don't know.
Dude, you've unlocked a whole new question. I've never considered that in life. Good heavens, this is a good thing we do this show.
Oh,
A couple things that are coming up. I like this format with the things that are coming at the end. I think this is good. We didn't plan it that way, but the segue was so good, we just had to roll with it. Speaking of healthy things in our church and next steps, at Parkway, we've always got next steps, and whatever church you're at, you need to find your next step. If you're not a part of a church, we'd love to have you at Parkway, or you need to find one wherever you're at, get plugged into a good, healthy community, and start taking your next step. So there it is. Boom. That's my simple plug. Next steps, one of the easiest next steps we've got, if you're new to Parkway, if you've not been to a New Friends party, you can come this Sunday. It's the Sunday the 8th, right?
Yes.
Yeah, whatever the calendar says. Whatever this Sunday is. New Friends party is right after the 10:30 service.
I think we're having burgers and hot dogs.
We are having a good old-fashioned cooking inside in the cafe. So we're
having a cook-in?
We're going to have a cook-in, right? And I'm not cooking any of it, so it's going to be
eat it,
delicious. Oh, we're going to eat it. It's delicious.
It's always good.
Feel like there's ice cream. You get an opportunity to meet the staff. You get to watch the staff try to introduce people. Which, I don't know. We didn't do that last time, and I kind of missed it.
I don't know if we're doing it this time or not. We're always trying something new.
Yeah, you get to hang out with the staff. So that's always a good time. You get to ask some good questions, hear a little bit about what's going on at Parkway. Good time to ask some questions.
Yeah.
That's a good opportunity. So you can go to parkwayroanoke.com/NFP. You can sign up. Or if you're in the Parkway app, you can just go to the homepage and hit Next Steps. All of that is right there,
Yeah.
right below NFP. You can also sign up for Equip. We have a summer session of Equip that's
Pretty
starting
excited about it.
June the 15th on Father's Day,
At 9 a.m.
9 a.m. right in the Overlook Room. Equip, another new format, right?
Yeah.
Slight shift.
Yep.
Still a lot of the same stuff. All good things. You get to meet the majority of the staff. You get to hear
Yeah.
a lot of the vision of what we believe and why, what we're accomplishing, some of our methods, and why we're doing things
Yeah.
the way that we're doing. Always a great time.
Yeah.
You get to hear from this guy over here for, I think you're teaching the first week, right?
Yep, first week.
Yep. So
I don't think it's going to be that every time, but right now I'm teaching the first week.
You'll
Maybe.
hear
We'll
from
see.
the majority of the staff. You'll get an opportunity to learn more about membership, what that means, what it entails. You get an opportunity to learn about serving, about joining a group.
Yeah.
All those things. That one of the coolest things, I think this is what people say a lot of times when we do their survey. One of the top rated weeks is always Pastor Mike's week, talking about your shape, how
Yeah.
you're gifted, what your how God built
That's
your
huge.
personality,
Yeah.
right? Like God didn't build me to work with kids, because I tell people that's not my gifting, because they would either be terrified and sit in a corner crying, but they would be obedient,
Yeah.
or they would be hanging off the rafters and somebody might die, right? That's the two speeds I got, and
Yeah.
we have much better people at Parkway that do that in our
Yeah.
next gen team. So that's not my gifting, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Right. So that's one of the things I love about our process for getting Dream Team members is it's not just, hey, we need you to serve in the nursery.
Yeah.
Even though that's not your gifting. If it's not your gifting, we don't want you there.
Yeah.
Right.
And let me say this, like, it is okay. We're almost out of time. It is okay for you to try a position
Mm-hmm.
on our dream team and realize it's not a fit and need to step away.
Yep.
That is okay.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I tell everybody when I ask them about serving, number one, no is an acceptable answer.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, if it's not for you, let us know. We'll find the right spot for you.
Mm-hmm. And we've done that with members on our
Yeah.
team, and it's been fantastic.
Yeah.
There's no hard feelings about it. We love those people, because not every spot is for everybody.
Yep.
Again, so my wife is fantastic with kids. Guess where she doesn't serve? With kids. She's fantastic with kids, but she
Yeah.
doesn't serve with kids because that's not the best gifting for her.
Yeah.
Right. And she does,
She's a pretty awesome online host.
she's pretty fantastic. I'm a
Yeah.
big fan. But everybody's got a shape, a spot they're going to serve,
Yeah.
and we want to help plug you into that. So you can take Equip. You go to parkwayroanoke.com/equip, or again, you can go to the Parkway app and hit Next Steps. All that information's there. Cassidy and Glenn do such a great job
absolutely.
coordinating that. But our summer Equip, 9 a.m. on Sundays, 6 weeks. It's going to be a great time in the Overlook Room. Father's Day, that same day, the 15th.
Yep.
Very exciting day.
Don't forget your pictures, old and new, with your kids. Send
Mm-hmm.
them to his email, dchilson@parkwayroanoke.com. You can also send them on Facebook. We'll get them sent over. But, yeah, don't forget those.
I'm looking forward to some like real old 90s pictures.
Yeah.
That's going to be great. Or like those old like patchwork 4-color t-shirts. Like
That Mike still wears.
I mean, I would have never said that, but
Mike's got a shirt that's like 4 shirts in one.
right?
Yeah.
Well,
I
he's-
love it.
He's Canadian. It doesn't
Yeah.
count. Although I was telling him the other day, I think he's lived here almost as long as he's lived in
Yeah.
Canada.
He had a U.S. Army shirt on the other day, and I was tripping out. Like, it didn't seem right.
I mean, he was also teaching in summer camp about Canada for Around the World camp this
Yeah,
week too.
with the Crosby jersey on.
Good old Mike. We love Pastor Mike.
Yes.
Also coming up June 20th and 21st is Freedom Conference.
Yes.
This will be our second annual.
I think
Last year was a great time. I'm
I think we
looking
already
forward
have
to it
like
again.
30, 35 people signed up for
That's
it.
so great.
It's going to be great.
That's cool. And you don't have to have gone through the Freedom
Right.
curriculum or the
Right.
Freedom group to have been a part of it. I think it's the content itself is the teaching is applicable to anybody.
It's really like a day and a half revival,
Mhm.
essentially.
Yeah, the worship's great. It's one of the cool things that we do is so it'll be downstairs in the youth room.
Yep.
It's a cool environment. It's our worship team, but it's a little more intimate, a little smaller. There's food, which is
Yep.
delicious always. But that's always a good time. So we'd love for you to be a part of Freedom Conference. It's a great time. Or do we get a special guest appearance from our friend Alan Scott this year?
Not this year.
I don't think
I
so.
tried.
He's busy
He
out
tried.
on tour.
he really wanted to be here. He wanted to either be here for that or for Freedom Sunday.
Yeah,
So-
that would be great. But our good friend, I'm sure we'll bring him back at some point.
Absolutely.
They're out. I mean, they're all over the place.
Yeah, I don't think he. I texted him the other day. Let me see if he messaged back asking if he could come, just pop in.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with Alan Scott, you can go to Alan Scott Music or Alan Scott Band. You can Google him. Fantastic musicians,
Yeah.
great guys. A great. He probably wouldn't call himself a pastor, but man, that dude has a pastor's heart.
Oh, 100%.
He's been. There was one day he was here and was able just off the cuff just to minister to somebody.
Oh yeah.
He's got a fantastic story. So you can go to storytour.org and learn more about his story. Alan Scott Music, you can see all
Yeah.
his stuff there. We hadn't planned on promoting him, but we love him
Yeah,
and we'll
he's-
promote him all the time.
I'd say he's definitely a ministry partner
Mm-hmm.
because of the difference that he has made in our church and our community. And I'm just gonna say what you were talking about. An individual showed up high to service,
Mm-hmm.
and Alan happened to be here that day and was sharing from the stage. He and I were on the stage, kind of just sharing a testimony and all. When he got done, he came off stage. And one of our safety team members was like, "Hey, there's a guy here. He's high." And Alan went out in the parking lot and met with this individual.
Mm-hmm.
This individual is here every single Sunday, sitting in the balcony
Let's
worshiping.
go.
Yeah,
So cool.
yeah, wild.
Yeah, well, and all of that, I mean, that's so Freedom was birthed out of our connection with the Story Tour.
Yep.
We found a need for launching something like Freedom in our
Yeah.
community, and that's made a difference for so many people. And I think this Freedom group was bigger even than the last one. How many people have gone through Freedom groups now?
Oh man, I'd say we got at least 60 people. I would say.
That's so great.
Yeah,
That's cool. And now so many signed up for Freedom Conference.
yeah,
Whether you've been through the Freedom curriculum or not, Freedom Conference is great. The content's cool.
yeah.
It's a cool experience. I think you're right. The best way to describe it, it's a day and a half revival. So we'd love for you to be a part of that. Love for you to join us. Go to parkroanoke.com/freedom and you can
Yeah.
get signed up and learn more there.
Yeah.
Man, what a good day.
was.
Carly,
Good day.
always good to have you. It's been a minute since you and I have been on the show together.
Yeah.
It's been
And you
been
can
a few
tell.
minutes. That's why it's 12:57 and we're
Yeah.
still talking.
Yeah, my wife texted and said 35 minutes to get to the point.
I think we got to the point early
Ish.
and then came back
Yeah,
around to
yeah,
some foolishness, which is a little different than the way we normally do it.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you for joining us. Another episode of Midweek Motivation.
Motivation.
It's like I say this every week. I
Yeah.
don't know why I mess it up, but always good to have you. Thanks for joining us. Have a great week and stay blessed.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, when you're feeling down and motivated in the midweek, we got the guys here to make your life complete. Little John, Brandon, Cody, Carly, they're coming in to keep you motivated all week. New episodes, same time every week. Don't gotta wait long for the next one to release. So don't go away, sit down, take a seat, enjoy Midweek Motivation with John and Carly. Hey.
Midweek Motivation.
Let's go!